Let's go!
You are now watching 14ASports on 15MOFE.com.
Oh, welcome back to the 14ASports radio show.
Hey-yo!
Chug-a-load, chug-a-load, chug-a-load.
Hey-yo, hey-yo.
Hey, y'all, that girl looks good.
Hey-yo.
Hello.
And now for our Asian viewers. All right, so right now it is time for the NFL Pick'em Chug segment. Rich, who is not here, I believe, topped us
Again?
Did he top everyone?
I know I beat him straight up on one.
He went 3-1.
Again?
I went 3-1 too.
All
So
right,
I'll
so
take the tie.
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to say who, but someone texted me. It was like, that Richie, he goes, he's not the best looking kid on camera, but the kid could sure pick games. And you know what? He's absolutely right. I can't. Richard, what is he doing? He writes games on receipts, for Christ's sake.
I think he's just in like the man cave right now, just studying studying film tape right now.
He drives the cab around, just breaking it down. And unbelievable.
You know what I watched? I watched this show. It's on PBS. I had to watch it for one of my classes the other day. It's called Sherlock. It's like the new Sherlock Holmes. Have you seen
Elementary?
That? No, it's Sherlock. It's Sherlock.
Okay.
It's either called Sherlock or Holmes, but I don't know. It's on PBS. But it's funny because the killer was a cab driver, and they're like, cab drivers are the ones that see everything. They go unnoticed. They're the ones that know all the calm spots.
Maybe he's just like taking his Johns in, and he's like asking them for picks, and he's just like, "Hey, what do you guys think?"
Taking his what?
No,
Johns.
customers, Johns. Guys.
John, is he a male whore? He must get them at night. Rich, we love you, buddy. Hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, after all that.
All right, let's go. You know what? I gotta apologize to the viewers. I wasn't on my game that last segment at all. I was too wrapped up in a baseball here. I was all over the place, but you know what? I'm ready to rock and roll now. So let's get it started.
All right.
What do we got, Walsh? We got the picks up.
Yeah, I'm trying to tweet to the people that we got it going on.
We go in week one.
All right. Well,
right.
do you remember how you did last week?
Well, let me start with
Two.
I brought it up. One of my worst, the worst one, and it really chaps my ass, honestly, because I've been
really grinds my gears.
it really burns Vern. I've been on the Cincinnati Bengals from the start of the year. I like them a lot. We talked earlier. I had Marvin Jones on a fantasy league, blew
absolutely.
up, and no one cares about fantasy, but whatever.
Hey, but still.
But so I was all over the Bengals. I think they're ultra talented. I hated the Jets all year. I think I picked against them, but those assholes knocked me out of 2 suicide pools. I lost in a couple of weeks. So here I go. I go with the Jets over Cincy in Cincy, and that was just a debacle all around. One of the worst picks I've ever made. Not that I've made a lot of picks, and thank God I don't actually put money on these things. So that was a bad one. So I'm gonna take one to the house right off the bat for that one because that's just bad.
Well, have it in a
I'm going. No, this is a penalty shot.
Oh, okay.
This is a penalty shot.
All right.
A penalty.
All right. Well, we did go heads up on that one, so.
What is that? Oh, so I had two.
That's
two
two
beers?
beers.
So I get a
That's
penalty.
two
All right,
beers.
I'll add. This is a penalty. All right, so this is the penalty shot. I'll add the other one to the Muncie.
All right, while you're chugging, go over Rich's first pick. These are the ones you want to be in tune with, folks. He's on fire these last couple
mark
of weeks.
these ones down.
So he's got Tennessee -3 this week. He likes him over St. Louis. St. Louis just got done playing Seattle. Arizona was the first one to win a game after playing Seattle. I can see this happening.
Yeah,
Tennessee's got a very good offensive line, unlike Seattle the other night.
And
they were still able to get away
And then we
with it.
saw Kellen Clemens at the helm, and I don't think that's the answer at all.
No, definitely
I think
not.
even if you're on the road at home, I don't think it really matters there.
I tell you what, man, Seattle definitely would have covered. That was one of the ones that me and Molly that we missed. That was actually our lock of the week. But I tell you what, man, Seattle had the chance to get off the field so many times, and they were calling these BS like head to the shot or shot to the head penalties.
I mean, you never want to say the game is rigged, but there's always some games where you look at it and you're like,
definitely.
They could call that penalty 15 times out of 15 times, but they don't all the time. And then on this game, they do.
And especially the primetime games. Those are the ones that will always get you, right? So, like last week, we saw, Denver against Indianapolis. Everybody and their mother was on Denver wanting that one. Indianapolis comes up. And then they kind of tricked you this week, where it was like, like the 1 week where the Jets beat the Falcons, you're like, what the hell? How does that happen?
I'll be honest with you. I just think it's the nature of the league these days, man. There are no super dominant teams. Who's the most dominant team before this week that you would say? Probably Seattle,
well,
right?
yeah.
Denver.
Yeah.
But before, Denver just lost. Probably Seattle, going against a backup quarterback in Kellen Clemens.
Yeah.
5 career starts, got beat up by Mark Sanchez. That says a lot. and so you see that, they couldn't move the ball at all.
And those 2 picks that he threw were just, terrible.
Bad plays. And I think we touched on it. Seattle might not be the same kind of team when they're on the road, man. I think that might be a big factor.
Especially with Sidney Rice going out. Their receivers are terrible.
They need Percy Harvin.
Yeah, they really need somebody to come in and be a playmaker. Golden Tate obviously had that one great catch and then, had the ire of the league for...
I didn't mind.
You want to talk about that because now the NFL says they're going to revisit their taunting laws and...
Oh, my God.
The NFL needs to chill out,
ridiculous.
bro.
Golden Tate needs to chill out.
Well,
that was
right.
ridiculous.
Well, here's the thing, though. Janoris Jenkins might be the biggest douche in the league.
Yeah.
So who knows
we've
what...
seen it 2 weeks in a row.
Steve Smith was going to kill him.
Yeah.
So who
Pop
knows,
him, pop him in
who
the
knows
mouth.
what he was saying to him all game? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's the stuff you don't see.
He wasn't taunting him. But still, I'm sure, he saw that guy running
It
at him.
didn't matter,
after,
right?
You know what's funny? You called Janoris Jenkins a total douche. No surprise. I love this guy. He's absolutely talented,
Birds of a feather flock together, my friend.
But
Douche!
The guy could yell anything he wants to the player, but once the player says, "Oh, I'm going to do a little dance," or "I'm going to do this thing," oh, that's a penalty. But I could sell, curse you 6 ways to Sunday, and that's all right.
I know. I love hearing those NFL mic'd up stuff.
Yeah.
I love listening to the interaction and the exchanges. Actually, real quick tangent. Walsh, last night I come home and the NFL Network's on it, so I catch Football Life Warren Sapp.
I DVR'd it. Yeah.
So
Incredible.
just real quick. Remember the Chad Clifton hit where
Yeah.
it was an interception? And
You're so tough. Put a jersey on. Put a jersey on.
Chad Clifton had nothing to do with the play, and Sapp came out of nowhere and just leveled him. Legal hit, kind of unsportsmanlike.
Right.
Knock Clifton out for the rest of the season.
I remember that.
But so then after the game, Sapp's running off, and Mike Sherman, the then Packers head coach, comes off and is like, "You should have done that." And Warren Sapp's like, fuck you, put a jersey on.
You're so tough, put a jersey on. Put a jersey on.
And
I got mine.
But those exchanges, that's
no.
tremendous.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff.
But that's crazy. Sherman going after, at the time, probably the sickest bastard in the league.
Yeah.
Props to him.
And Derek Brooks was like, that wasn't a good move.
Derek Brooks is like a church-going guy. You know?
Because I had to
So
think for
funny.
a second, because in college, if you get that penalty called, they bring the touchdown back. If you get
It
the
wasn't
taunting,
a penalty. No, it was after the game. The game was over.
I know you're talking about the
Wait,
Warren
what are you
Sapp
talking
thing. I'm
about?
talking about the Golden Tate.
Oh, the tape play.
yeah. I'm bringing it back to that, but yeah.
Well, that's because they're trying to teach kids valuable lessons.
The
bastards.
NCAA, that's what we're talking about?
Yeah.
The NCAA is a joke, but let's not get into
How
that. We're on
about-
an NFL pick segment here.
Quick update in the NBA real quick. Knicks only have a 3-point lead now after having a 25-point halftime.
Why'd you have to
lead.
mention it on the
Ay,
air? that,
Chihuahua.
all the Knicks fans are here watching us online.
6-0 Red Sox now, by the way.
Oh. So
They're going Yorkie way is going bananas.
Sully and the boys going ape shit.
Now the Cardinals,
burning couches like it's West
the Cardinals
Virginia.
are the same team that scored 9 runs in that final inning to come back in the Nationals last year. So
It's never over, right? But it looks
never
like
know,
it
but-
looks like it's going to the Red Sox way.
once they get to Ijihara,
I'm
Might be
going
game
to
over.
celebrate like I like the
All right,
Red
so let me
Sox.
start. All right, I did my penalty shot. I still owe 1 for that Jet game. Heads up with Nips. What else I got over there, Walsh?
All right, let's take a look
I
at
lost
it.
the Seattle game also. I lost
Yes.
the Seattle game.
So you got 3. You got
2.
3 sets.
Well, I took my penalty shot,
No, but you owe 2 beers.
and I drank my penalty
Oh,
shot.
so
one.
2
Drank
beers.
Right.
We're going to call that a beer? I saw where that line was
It
at.
was full.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
don't challenge me.
And I'm home like a block of mine. Yeah, right. Come on.
quarter runnings.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's calling. Let's settle
No, don't.
All right, so the Seattle game. I like that pick, but we just discussed it.
Yeah, man.
They didn't show up. They
You
didn't
don't see
play.
that offensive line just falling
Look
apart.
at this.
It
Look at
seems.
this, man.
That was a nice
By the
pour.
way. Look at
They were lucky to get away with
good-looking
that
beer.
game. All right, so here goes my first one. San Diego, Washington. It's a pick 'em. I like what San Diego's doing. What did I say? Seattle? San Diego?
San Diego.
San
San
Diego.
Diego.
Yeah,
Wales vagina.
Wales.
that's it. So our Brown Burgundy costumes worked out. But San Diego, Washington, RG3 looked like He might be coming back a little bit, but then again, he got beat up last week. He took another shot. He grabbed his other knee, not even the bad one. That Redskin defense not very good. I like what San Diego's doing.
You have the predictor on your side on that
the
one.
predictor. I think the predictor just swung me. That was that. But Phil Rivers is playing lights out. He's a QB1 in fantasy
for sure.
leagues. I like San Diego. Their offensive line's protecting Rivers, giving them time. Keenan Allen, I think, is a stud. I think he's going to be very good. So in a pick'em game, and I know my man is going to tell me about the cross country flight, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm going
schedule.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
no, he's the travel agent.
Well, I'll tell you,
Scheduling. He's the assistant to the traveling
I'll
secretary.
let you know, Sandy, I actually wrote about this on the site the other
You
week.
bastards.
But San Diego is 2-1 right now, coming across country to the East Coast on the 1:00 games. The game that they lost was against the Tennessee Titans.
All right.
You can't even count that East Coast. That's
Well, yeah. I mean,
that's
it's
kind of
it's
cool.
on the eastern border.
That's not Middle America. That's quarter America right
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
So, and they lose that game on a last-second
play with
touchdown
Walker and
pass.
driving.
So San Diego knows what they're doing. They just had the bye week too, so that's not going to affect them. They'll be ready to rock.
I think that. I mean, even more reason to go for them. I mean, you had 2 weeks to prepare for Washington, who defenses look terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
Washington, I thought, had control of that game for most of the first half, and they were just owning Denver. And then next thing I looked, Denver's up by 20. And I'm like,
they
what?
covered. There could have been 3 beers.
What happened?
I think Denver. What did they go? 35-0.
Yeah,
35-0 run.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Especially after that pick six, I think they put them up 21-6.
Oh, man.
Washington, and then
Yeah. What was the other thing too?
Well, in that game, Peyton Manning, initially, they did the reports where he had badly sprained ankles.
2 bad ankles.
But you know what? They're going to score points. I don't care who they play. They're going to score points. And Peyton doesn't need to throw the ball downfield with that team. They really don't. Demaryius Thomas, the game breaker. Welker has made a career off 7 and 8 yard pass plays.
Yeah.
And we talked about it with the predictor. No Sean Moreno, man.
Yeah.
No Sean Moreno.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I picked the wrong running back in fantasy this year. I picked Ronnie Hillman like 7th round.
Well, who did? Everybody had Monte Ball and Ronnie Hillman.
Yeah.
Not
Nobody
this guy.
mentioned Moreno.
Not this guy.
Just waiting there with a shitty grin on his face
It
at the end
hurts
of
when
the draft.
when your Efert or whatever is coming after you.
I'm still in first.
I know.
I'm still in first.
Now, the thing that I like with these two, like you look at the games throughout the season, a lot of these pick'em games, the road team always wins those games. Essentially, like the only exception was the Washington Chicago game where I think
all right.
I believe Chicago turned out to be a 1-point favorite
And
in the
then
game.
Cutler went out in that game.
Yeah. But and again, that definitely changes the tide of it. But you look at it in a pick'em game. There's a reason why it's a pick'em. If you're a home team, you
at least
automatically
get
get
3
3 points.
Right.
So I love that San Diego pick.
Thank you, Walsh.
You're so welcome.
You're still a douche.
Janoris Jenkins.
Janoris.
All right.
All right, Nip's turn.
Well, I'll take my lumps out.
You want me to go just because I got a port already?
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Ho!
I'll pour mine up while you start talking.
All right,
And,
I'll
we'll get this going.
I'll do the talking. I'm going to go KC -3 over the Buffalo Bills. I think a lot of people this week are going to see this and they're going to say, "Oh, -3. It's time for the Chiefs to lose." Not so fast, my friends.
Oh, I think that. I think that very much.
Oh, we got some beers on the line.
A heads upper?
All right, so I'm gonna do my 2,
Heads
and
upper.
then I got
All right.
one more to do for the
Well,
Stallion.
all right. So while you're doing that, Nips, explain why you got the other end of it.
Oh, well, hold on. Let me, real quick, the 2 is for the head-to-head. Me and you, I missed Minnesota +8 against.
Oh, that was
Against Green Bay.
that was a bad one on your end.
Listen,
yeah.
listen.
Corderell
Green-
runs the kickoff.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
kinda-
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
feeling nice.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Green Bay had a lot of the receivers out, Aaron Rodgers, and Chris Collinsworth was saying it all night. He threw the ball near his ear hole, and he still got it. Like, he's amazing.
And they
Aaron
ran the
Rodgers.
ball really well in that game, which I was really surprised
All right,
about that.
time to drink.
I'll tell you what. You want to talk about Green Bay, and I've been on it. I think Eddie Lacy's a stud, man. I think
Oh,
Eddie
he looks
Lacy. I think with those receivers, Boykin's come up big. James Jones on his way back. Jordy's been absolutely lights out. But Eddie Lacy, I think want to talk about fantasy is a running back, a top 5 running back the rest of the way.
And even when they had James Starks running, he was running the wide open
Stark-
holes
yeah,
too.
he had a long 25-yard touchdown or so.
I mean, maybe Minnesota's D is bad, but hey, when you run that much, they ran the ball
Absolutely.
almost 50 times. I would say.
Absolutely, yeah. They
No
pounded
mercy.
it.
No mercy.
Walsh,
No mercy.
You're
Well done.
you're getting better at this. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I know.
He crushed it last week,
I
too.
timed myself that first week that we did it, 23 seconds.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
Are you improving steadily?
I don't know. I didn't time myself, but
All right, well,
I want to
You
get
know
it.
what? Because you keep making worse and worse picks. you got to drink more and more.
I want to get it to the point where I just nail it all in one shot. You know, like I don't want to have
Well,
to take.
keep picking like that. We'll get there.
All right, I got one more.
On the other side of Walsh's KC Buffalo game, I thought KC was primed to lose that game at home versus Cleveland. They went up 20-0, lost the lead down 7. Cleveland got back up 17-20. KC kicks from like their own 10 or 15-yard line. The Cleveland guy muffs the ball, gives it back to KC. KC then goes on to win the game. I felt like they were losing it there. I feel like going into Buffalo, I mean, Buffalo's played tough. I mean, even versus New Orleans last week, I mean, they couldn't keep up with them. But I feel like that they're just due for the loss. I feel like it's just going to be one of those random weeks they go into Buffalo. Buffalo's got a great home crowd. I see them winning it, or at least covering the 3.
Now, is this a lock or an upset?
This is an upset.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's going to be interesting going forward with KC and Denver because winning the division is so important in the NFL. Although, you've seen 5 and 6 seeds make pushes. I mean, our Giants are a prime example.
they're
Baltimore last
do
year.
that all the time.
You look at that. One of them is most likely going to have 5 seed playing on the road to the 4 seed.
Oh, yeah.
The wild card. So, obviously they have 2 games yet to play against each other, but Kansas City obviously wants to go against Denver, a game up with them.
Yeah. And never mind the home field advantage of KC, what that would mean.
Or Denver, likewise,
Denver,
same way. And the bye, and you get a bye, and a Denver team that could desperately use a bye. The more you rest Manning, I think the better off you are. But so if KC stumbles here, I think that's a huge loss. I don't see it. I like KC still, but I understand. Buffalo running the ball. You got the predictor on your side.
Oh
on
yeah,
this one, Nick.
the
You got the predictor.
He put me over the top on that one too.
Another thing here too. All right, so KC is going into the bye week after this game, and then remember, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So they go into the bye week, and then they're at Denver after the bye week.
Right.
San Diego after that,
And then back to Denver
they
again.
host Denver.
I'll tell you what, they need to win this game. They need to win this
I
game
agree.
because those are 3 brutal games right in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you lose that,
I agree.
You lose that game, and then you go into the bye week. Obviously, you're not winning a game. You're not winning a game. But then you go into Denver. You
This
want
is
to
the
go
sports
there
house
on
you get
a
at
high note.
14ASports, baby.
But you know what's
You
funny?
will not win on the bye week.
RJ Bell of pregame.com, who's always on the Colin Coward show, there was a statistic out there. 64% of the teams who have a bye week, the week after a game, they tend to lose those games.
Ah, that's interesting.
Because they're looking ahead to that bye week. But again, I don't see this.
Wait, 64% of the teams with the bye week as the next week.
Right.
All right,
They
you confused
lose-
me
they
there.
Not coming off the bye week.
All right, yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I just chugged 2 beers. Leave me the fuck alone.
Well, you got to bring a stat. Bring it, baby. You clearly have no dog in this horse. That's quite evident right here.
Oh man.
You know what? And you've known me a long time. I tend to get louder and louder.
Say what?
The more I
After a couple beers.
The more dogs you have in the horse, the louder you get.
So whenever we do that keg race before the show, we're just gonna have you stand outside and talk.
Forget it.
And you're
Forget
gonna,
it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stand on 39th Street.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
Well, my loss for last week, I was pretty solid last week. I beat Molly heads up with Cincy. I beat Richie K straight up with Pitt, with Oakland over Pitt.
Well,
Nice.
that's
I
not
had
worth the beer.
San Fran on the lock, and they covered versus Jacksonville. And then my one loss was Detroit versus Dallas.
Wow.
So
They
didn't
weren't
cover.
gonna cover that.
Nah.
No,
3 points.
Yeah, it was -3 on
Kind of
Detroit,
hoping
so.
that Akers would miss that extra point there.
Just go for the push or
Yeah.
the overtime.
Just real quick, a couple of the guys I work with, they watch and they were trying to come up with things for Richie to do. So
All right.
one of them was you got to scoop a whole thing of mayonnaise
Oh, that's
and
so
eat
gross.
it. So yeah, he thought that was the worst thing. I was like,
Oh.
I love mayonnaise. Like for me,
I hate
that
mayonnaise.
I hate mayonnaise. That wouldn't be the worst
I
thing.
mean, it's great on a sandwich, but just like a spoonful
a
of it.
spoonful of mayonnaise.
Remember, we were talking about. I've taken a shot of Worcestershire sauce one time.
Worcestershire sauce?
Worcestershire sauce.
Wait, what kind? A Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire?
I've done it before. It's not that bad. And I mean, you go on with
Worcestershire
your day.
sauce is
You
no
go,
mayonnaise,
you go,
my friends.
You go on with your day.
Who would win in
We-
a Worcestershire sauce?
we
A
can try
dog
to
or a horse?
We can trying to make him eat a spoonful of cinnamon.
Yeah,
That's just like
Well, how about
Chug milk?
Next time
Chug milk.
we got to set up. No, we got to. Oh, here's all right. I got it.
Mystery?
Yeah, like a mystery thing, and he gets. It's like what's that game?
What's
with Wayne Brady.
behind
What's
door?
behind the door?
Yeah.
Do you want door number 1, 2, or 3?
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to mayonnaise a bitch?
Richie gonna get mayonnaise.
we sitting with cream pies all day.
Oh, well, if he keeps going 3 and 1, it won't be too bad.
Nah,
You don't
yeah,
have to
nah.
pick
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with my first pick as Indy minus.
You're only on pick 1.
Yeah. I only
No,
Well, no, he did
I
his, he
took
did his
Buffalo, too.
upset.
minus 2.5 or minus 3, I guess however you want to call it, at Houston.
Well, it'd be two. We'll go to 2.5.
Whatever. you
Five
want to say.
But there's
I
a
don't know.
reason. There's a reason because my second pick is Houston plus the 3.
Oh.
You're going heads up twice.
Yes, I am.
Well,
Clink.
you want to just chug one right now while Mully talks?
Sure.
All right.
Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen.
Not to put you on the spot.
This
at
is,
all.
not gonna work.
this is exactly what I've always wanted. My own radio show. All right, so listen, I went to the chiropractor today, and it was great. I got cracked up. Great move. I was never a big fan of the chiropractor, but I went, and oh man, the guy, he twisted me out. I had a lower back thing.
The guy twisted you out?
Oh, he was tremendous.
Yeah, the guy twisted you out. You're a gay.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. I feel loose and limber. And so,
That's
what
what she
was
said.
it? What was the game you guys picked?
Indy.
Houston,
versus Houston.
Indy. This
And
is
who-
the Sunday night game.
Who has what?
I got Indy
I got
on the road
Houston
at Houston.
at home.
Okay.
Coming off
I
the
don't-
bye week.
I
Case
don't-
Keenum.
I don't. So you're a believer in Case Keenum?
Yeah.
With that running back situation in Houston, Arian Foster looks like he's going to play. Ben Tate's
Tate's
got
banged
cracked
up.
ribs. Neither one of them look 100%.
Actually, they're both coming off a bye.
Right. Indy's coming off
Yeah.
a bye. That Indy team, I liked what the predictor said about them. They're not, there's nothing special about them per se, but they're just a solid team, man. They rush the passer. They get opportunity. They're not as explosive as that Super Bowl Saints team, that 2008 Super Bowl Saints team, but kind of same feel. Big loss to Reggie Wayne, but T.Y.
Yeah.
Hilton steps in
said
with
Darius
Hayward
Bay.
Bay. You kind of have your replacement there. Obviously, Wayne's a big loss.
If Richardson can bring anything, I feel like that offense could be really
Well,
dangerous.
Donald Brown's played pretty well, man. Donald Brown has absolutely played pretty well. I like the Colts in that game. I just think they're a better team. I think they're absolutely the better team. Houston seems like they're coming apart at the seams to a degree.
Yeah, I mean,
Kubiak, I think, who's most likely to get fired? Shiano, Leslie Frazier. But I think Kubiak is going to be right up there come the end of the season. I think that Houston team, it's a terrible city to begin with, Houston. I can't stand it. I've never been there, but it's terrible.
I want to go.
All the
I
Houston
want to go.
callers
I want to go
all
to
in
Dallas.
now,
I want to go. I want to go to Texas. I want to go
Austin.
everywhere in Texas.
Well, we can go after the Boston wins. We can go to Austin, Massachusetts.
That's right. I said Austin. Austin, Massachusetts.
Austin.
All right, now let me bring you back to reality here real quick. All right.
You don't want to talk more about my chiropractic experience?
I thought you were going to talk about
Boy,
the game.
do I. That's what the after party's for. No, all right, listen. You got 90% of the bets so far in Indianapolis. Listen, it's a primetime game. You got a very low line here at 2.5.
So you just feel like Vegas is rigging it?
Yeah, you're going to have a ton of people on Indianapolis in this game. Houston, 2-5. They started out the season 2-0. The one game against Seattle, friggin' fluke. They should have won that one too. Listen, Houston's trying to get back in this race, okay? They are sitting right now. You got Indy at 5-2, and you got Houston at 2-5. Houston, if they're going to make a jump, they got to make it now.
I don't think they have it in them, though. That's my point.
They do.
I don't think they do.
I think once Schaub went out the door, I don't think that team can
Well,
really
you
do
saw what
anything.
they did with Case Keenum at Kansas City. They lost by 1 point. They had the chance to, take the lead at multiple points in that game. Still got Andre Johnson. You got Arian Foster. He had an extra week to rest. The thing I was looking at here, Houston Texans, they're number 1 against the pass in the NFL. Okay? And, that's how Indy's going to have to win this game. They're 28th against the rush. Indy can't run the ball whatsoever unless Andrew Luck's doing the running. I didn't take this into consideration when I made my pick. I just saw that, Indianapolis.
I just looked at that and saw that now.
But here's the thing.
great analysis.
Houston has manhandled Indy the last couple times in Houston. So I like Houston has manhandled Indy the last couple times, but I like the Texans in this one. I think they're gonna fight. They're gonna claw. This is their season right here. You know, they lose this game. They're not. You know, they're done. So and Case Keenum, good quarterback, very good quarterback.
I don't
How
think
about
From H-Town?
Yeah, Houston.
From Houston.
I went down
Purple
to
drank, brother.
New Brunswick on Saturday. Homecoming for
man.
Rutgers Houston.
Got your
Rutgers
whole blown out.
laying 7 points against Houston.
Oh.
What a disaster that was.
What was the final score?
Gary Nova, I left in the middle of the third.
Oh.
After
So
Gary
was that
Nova's fourth interception.
Hey.
Brutal game. But yeah, those Houston boys could play, man.
All right.
But
The
actually,
Cougars.
on the train back, I met a very nice doctor. She was
Oh,
very cute.
Oh, do tell.
Oh.
Do tell, brother.
And now,
Oh, you know what? We forgot to mention all night. We haven't had HD. We got Decision Dave in the building. He's been holding it down on the producer.
But
ends of
that
this
was the
thing.
first time I saw him react. I
Oh,
know. He's watching the
no.
show the whole
He's
time.
been laughing. He's
we're,
been having a good
we're
old
interrupting
time.
the NFL Chug Pick'em session for Matty Mulhern to hook up with the week.
So I met a doctor on the train. You know, I met a girl on the train one time on the NJ Transit.
Oh yeah, how'd it work out?
Were you the
One
engine or
time
the
thing.
caboose?
The caboose, brother. I'm always the caboose.
What does that mean?
Is that what you
I
want to
don't-
be?
wait,
Yeah,
I don't
I
get
didn't
that.
know. I just the caboose sounds more manly.
Running the train on her?
No, there was no train.
These are classy girls on the NJ Transit.
Listen, this is
We'll
a
have
one.
none of that.
Yeah, on the NJ Transit, it's a one-on-one.
All
Don't
right,
get
I gotta
fooled.
clean it up. This
Don't,
is a family
don't
show.
get fooled just because you're on a train that a train will be run. No. On the train, it's one-on-one. It's a public place. Nipsey.
No, ironically, girls you meet on the train are not
Shut that
interested
microphone
in getting the
off.
train run. Depending on what train you're on. Now, if you're on like the 7 train,
timeout.
if you're in like this on the 7 train, then a train may or may not
All right.
be run.
All
You
right.
can
But
get
the
very well get pissed on this.
You could have a girl that likes golden showers. There's all kinds of options.
Baby, I thought you said you love flowers. I'm sorry.
Are we still picking?
This is the greatest segment in radio.
Oh man,
All right.
this is why the people tune in.
They do.
Absolutely.
Let's get to Rich's second pick. He likes the
Who's
over.
banging?
They want to come
The
in.
7 train?
Is that the girl?
Is the caboose?
Are you?
We got a caboose on the
Oh.
outside. All right, so Rich actually bought a point and a half on this one.
Whoa.
He really dug deep. He really dug deep.
We got to set a limit on 5 points.
I'm taking Seattle, and I'm buying
All right, you know what?
17 points this
How
game.
about, you know what? All right, so we'll only give him a half point. We'll bring it
Half
down to
point.
47. 47. He likes the over of 47 in the Dallas-Minnesota game. So all you fantasy bettors
and
out there.
listen, if Rich was here, you know what you say? People suck.
Right,
That'd
right.
be his analysis.
Well, he'd probably say Minnesota sucks and Dallas can put up all the points by themselves. That's what I would think he's thinking.
Well, he would say somebody sucks. I'll tell you that. That's his analysis.
Because Lord knows Minnesota's not going to put up much
All
points
right,
on their own.
Maybe,
More importantly-
maybe it's a superstitious thing, and that's why he does
a
it.
superstitious.
Yeah. What
Just
did I say?
like after every one, you say they suck.
Yeah, he just says it just so that they win.
All right, Molly, you
Yeah, enough
take
of
it
that.
on.
All right, here we go. What am I at? Oh, I have Rich's Tennessee. I was with Tennessee also.
Okay.
So I'm on them. So let me lock it up. So
Lock it up.
let me get back to the basics here. Let me bring it back to the basics. So
All right.
last week I went against myself. I was my own worst enemy. Because I had no horses or dogs,
No
or,
dogs.
or any animals of any
No
kind.
ponies.
No
In
pony.
that-
I
in
was
that
just
jet-
gonna say no
in
pony.
in that jet pick.
Fish.
No mutters.
Pony.
So now let me bring it back to the real thing. So my Super Bowl prediction was Cincy, New Orleans. Who's playing this week?
Oh.
New Orleans Jets.
Bringing it back.
I hate the Jets. I hate them. I don't like anything that they're doing.
They share your city.
Huh?
They share your city.
Jersey City?
I think maybe the stadium.
You know,
Shea
Geno.
Stadium.
No, Geno
Yeah, what
Smith.
he's trying to say.
Geno Smith lives in Jersey City.
Matt Life is in Jersey City now. No way.
Does he really?
Geno Smith lives at the Mandalay in Jersey City.
Ah, what a
Yeah.
bougie.
Thought you were gonna say
4th
the
Street,
Heights.
4th Street in Washington.
Real
Yeah.
bougie.
All right. Anywho.
We're
All
gonna
right. I got
go
New
on.
Orleans
I
minus
mean,
6
yeah,
against the
I
Jets.
don't know if you really need the analysis on that.
That's
I mean,
my lock.
obviously
That's
it's-
the lock.
The analysis is I'm bringing it back to the basics. I got my Super Bowl team playing against a team I hated all year. And last week I went against myself. This week I'm saying true to the Vern. So this is
to the Vern.
Let the Vern be Vern pick.
You know what?
Analysis complete.
You know why I like this one? Sean Devaney. Now, this is completely off topic. Sean Devaney.
Don't get off topic.
Sean Devaney is still alive in our suicide pool. But the thing that I've noticed about Devaney is that every pick that he makes in the suicide pool, like, they win by like 30. And he picked the Saints this week. So,
all right.
I think you're on good
SD,
standing.
I'm with it, baby.
Well,
I
good
probably
thing-
just jinxed the shit out
Oh,
of
yeah,
him.
both of you. By the way.
And you know what, too? The Jets all year have gone win, loss, win, loss, win, loss to now where they're at 4 and
Now
4.
they should be on a win, though.
Do they stop? I don't
Yes.
think so.
Now they stop. Why? You like the Jets?
Oh no, I meant do they contend? Now I'm off. Now you got me off.
See, I'm on this segment. I'm on. I apologize to the viewers, and now I'm on, baby.
This is my segment. I love this.
You got to let Vern be the Vern.
That's it.
I like it. I love that line.
That needs to be.
I love the line.
I try to live the life motto of that.
Hey, you guys want to go to 747 after this and be Red Sox fans? Just celebrate.
We can do whatever we want.
How
How about we finish this segment?
All right, yeah, let's do that.
I don't know.
By the way, that was my lock it up of the week.
All right.
I'm going to lock it up with Baltimore. I'm going to say -3 at Cleveland.
Oh,
I'm going right up
I
against
like
the
it.
predictor.
I like it.
we going head to
Upset.
head, baby.
Oh!
Ding, ding, ding.
Get your pint glasses ready, boys, or mugs, or whatever
Oh,
these things
shit.
are.
What are we calling them? The Munchins.
Well, munchin, and then this one's a little
No, but they're all
not
Munchins.
as munchin, but
You know
They're all
what's funny?
Munchins.
I could see both sides of that coming out. You know, like I mean,
What do you live in a barn?
Obviously, it won't come out. No, we had our bearded friend.
I
come
didn't
in.
see the trail.
Yeah, but here's the deal: I can see both sides of that coming out because I can make a case for both teams. Like
I gotcha.
Cleveland having a great run here, and then you got Baltimore coming off the bye.
That's
A
what
lot
I
of
like, yeah.
lot of money's on Cleveland right now. A lot of it.
Really?
A
I
lot
like
of the
Baltimore
percentages on there.
off the bye week. I mean, I think the proud team. I mean, they lost to Pittsburgh, I believe, before their bye week.
And the predictor
In a
would
tough
definitely
game.
be
Well,
on your
no.
side.
Well,
The
on
predictor would definitely be on your
on
side,
the
for sure.
line, it's 53-47. The money line is on Baltimore, 67-33.
Oh,
but
man.
the
Oh,
line,
that would
no.
make sense though.
the
because
line's about
Baltimore-
even. Yeah. The line's
Early,
about
no, I
even.
looked at this earlier. Oh, my bad. I didn't look at it recently.
So go ahead, give me
earlier
your
in the week.
Baltimore. Why do you think?
No, they're coming on. Oh,
It's not your pick.
Stepping on my toes, son. But yeah, like I said, coming off the bye week after a tough loss. I mean, I think this is still a good team. I think the predictor's on my side as well in this one because he still believes in Baltimore. I think Ray Rice gets back a little more to the action, get Joe Flacco straightened out. I think who's the receiver? Torrey Lewis,
Torrey
Torrey Smith. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
it's getting late.
Has a big game, and I think just better team overall.
All right. Well, I like Cleveland.
Because Baltimore sucks.
No, I like Cleveland. I think Jason Campbell found Josh Gordon. I think is the best player on the field. I think Ray Rice. I think we keep expecting him to bounce back. I've talked about this before. I love Ray Rice. I think the tread is worn on the tires.
He's
I
done
don't
already?
think
he's still young. He's only like 27.
I like that.
He's had.
I like
he's
that.
had-
The tread is worn on the tires.
Right. It's
I'm
no.
definitely
it's no
gonna-
horse.
I'm definitely
it's
gonna
no
use
horse in
that.
a- It's no horse. in
I'm
a
definitely
dog.
going to use that when you're not around.
You can use it when I'm here.
Okay.
I probably won't remember
no.
I say it.
You just got to give props to Mulher.
But I think Jason Campbell. I think he can still play. Everyone was down on Jason Campbell. I thought he was all right. I was always a huge amount. I had a poster of Jason Campbell. No, I didn't. But
I love Jason Campbell t-shirt.
I like what that Cleveland
I
defense.
love JC.
I like what that Cleveland defense is
JC's my
doing.
homeboy.
I agree with the predictor. They need a running back. I don't think McGahee
What would
cuts it.
JC
but
do?
Give me the points. Give me the upset. That's my upset.
Yeah. No, I think
Okay.
Baltimore's defense will hold them down there, though.
All right. I'm going to go lock of the week. I don't know why I didn't get it on this earlier, but I had New Orleans -6. But no analysis needed. We already talked about it. Upset of the week, though. This is a little different than anybody else. Pittsburgh +6 over the New England Patriots. Pittsburgh got embarrassed out on the West Coast last week against the
Raiders.
Oakland Raiders. So
They came back. They made it a game a little bit.
No, they did, and I think that's what's going to carry them a little bit in this one. Let's be honest with New England. They don't win pretty. They
No,
do
no.
not win
It's always
pretty at
ugly.
all. That's a miracle that the only reason that they covered is because they did that volleyball tip there on the sideline last week. You see that?
After the sack when they got the penalty, or
No, this was an interception. Like Tannehill and them were driving down.
Oh, yeah.
The ball was
Sorry.
going out of bounds. Guy knocked it out, knocked
Yeah.
it right back in. This is going to be an ugly game. It's going to be a field goal game. I think New England's going to win.
Yeah.
But, maybe like a 20-17 kind of game.
Yeah, no, I know Tom Brady and that offense is just not anywhere near the level it's been in past years.
And Pittsburgh's a desperate team. They still want to get involved in this AFC North race. They could definitely get involved in it,
Yeah, I mean, definitely not a team that's just going to roll over. For
You
no
want
reason.
in. Big Ben going to rape his way in, brother.
Well, that's one way to get in.
I'm
One I've tried before.
going to get in that bathroom stall.
Coincidentally, he was on the
Speaking
NJ Transit.
Speaking of that doctor on the train,
Pow.
I got this thing right here. You mind looking at it?
I'm starting to have a growth over here, Doc. What can you do for me?
What's your expert opinion?
See, that was my pickup line.
So what hospital is she running out of?
Somewhere in New York.
All right.
Ah,
I'll probably try to keep it vague as
classy broad.
possible. You don't want to,
No, I think she told me, but
Yeah, no.
it was a
She's
long,
probably
it was a long
pre-med.
weekend.
Well, yeah,
Probably
you had a couple
pre-med.
beers to the game, I'm sure. I imagine.
Yes.
I mean, walking around with Oscar the Grouch
I
helmet
did.
on.
I went into the game and, Halloween aspect. My buddy had his costume in the trunk of Oscar the Grouch. And so I was far enough along where I just said, "Give me the Oscar hat." So I watched 2 quarters of Rutgers with Oscar the Grouch hat. But what's crazy? I had that on, right? And it doesn't obstruct your view or anything. So I forget I have it on. So there are kids walking down,
Naturally.
walking up the,
Like pointing at you,
walking up the
looking.
thing, and they're waving to me, and I go, "What's up?" Like,
Everybody loves
what are
me.
you talking to me for?
14A Sports? No. You got the Oscar the Grouch hat on.
All right, well, next time maybe wear the
Well,
14A
make me a
sports shirt.
14A hat, and maybe I'll wear it.
A big 14A sports head.
Sure. Did the Knicks lose?
We'll have
no,
it.
They won.
We'll make it.
No,
We'll make it after
you should
Richie.
You should have seen your face. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. 1-0, baby.
All right.
Undefeated.
Do you have one more pick?
I do have one more pick.
All right.
I'm going to do it, and I hope I jinx the crap out of you. I'm locking up Dallas.
Ooh.
Minus 11.5, I got it here. I don't know.
Oh, no. You get 10.
All right, minus 10. I'll buy the 1.5.
Or you get 10. That wasn't
But I'm still alive in the pick and pool as well. I'm probably taking Dallas too. I mean, after that loss last week, I think this team has to bounce back. Minnesota just looks like they're falling apart at the seams. We were BSing before about who's going to get fired first. I mean, I think Leslie Frazier is very easily in that short list. And, I think Dallas is just a better overall team. Des Bryant, hopefully doesn't yell and scream like a madman on the sidelines this week. Maybe they throw him the ball a couple times.
He better not. They're playing Minnesota. Who gives a shit about Minnesota? And I'll tell you, by the way, right now, not to interrupt your pick, but Dallas, that's a solid pick right there. Great Schiano will get fired before Leslie Frazier because Great Schiano will not win a game.
Well, Minnesota won one, but
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
look, they're going to
think-
Seattle this week.
I think you have to take into account the contracts. I don't think Tampa Bay wants to pay him for 3 years of not having a coach. I don't know what Leslie Frazier's contract
neither do I.
status is.
I imagine
But-
it's less than Schiano's, though.
Yeah,
I thought
I don't
Schiano
think
got
it's
pretty
3
big
years.
money.
Well, here's the thing. Schiano's obviously lost the locker room. There's been multiple reports out there that people have said, a lot of the players have been given the opportunity to have his back, in a comment or a press conference or whatever it might be.
That's really
And they haven't.
Deshaun Golston
They
did.
haven't. Yeah, he's one. He's
Yeah.
one guy.
Yeah.
But like Revis has been given an opportunity. Not Goldson. Gerald McCoy. Just a lot of
That
guys.
team has so much talent.
I know. No shit. No shit.
I think your
But here's
KC
the-
prediction about them is
Yeah.
right.
Let me ask you guys. Do you think Mike Glennon is the answer for the Tampa Bay Bucks?
I didn't know.
I don't
He
think
wasn't
so.
that good in college. Just because you're not that good in college doesn't mean you can't be a very productive NFL quarterback. But
Well,
from what I've seen,
I think Brady's the only one that's really done that, though, right? Can you name any other guy that's been bad in college that's been good in the NFL? Or
Eli
mediocre?
wasn't very good in college.
I just
But
think
he was the number one pick.
he wasn't on the radar.
He
I think
wasn't very good.
He was
no,
good.
I watched a lot of Ole Miss games. They had.
But he was
they
the
were
number
an
one
SEC
pick.
with
He
underrated talent.
wasn't like a late round pick. Tony Romo, he wasn't drafted.
all right.
He's
Yeah,
a-
no,
he's good
Russell
talent.
Wilson.
He was good in NC State, though.
I can't. You know,
He was
Jacksonville selected a punter over him.
in the third
Oh,
round.
I'm
right?
sorry, Wisconsin, but
Oh,
NC State
that's
too.
So
Yeah,
shitty.
yeah.
That's so shitty. But yeah, I don't think Shiano makes it out of the season. I think he's done after the Seattle trip. I think this is a formality. The fans want him gone. I mean, I don't know what
The
I
fans
want.
wanna win.
I don't know.
The fans
what
wanna
I
win.
want.
They
They
I
don't give
understand. I
a
understand.
crap
comes down
who's
to.
there.
The thing that I think killed
Well-
Shiano was that Thursday night game against Carolina.
But there was that story
The
about the
whole-
radio station buying the
19
billboards
billboards.
all
Yeah,
over
you
the
got
town.
that.
And
But the thing is, like on a nationally televised game where you're not even competitive in what should be your season against a division rival and stuff like that, you should be. You should be somewhat there. I understand that you got a rookie quarterback, a third-round quarterback, and you have a sixth-round running back. I understand all that. And then Mike Williams is gone for the season. Then you got all this.
I'll
other
tell you what,
different
though.
shit.
I think just talking about getting fired, I don't think the Glazers want to pay him. I
Yeah.
think that's a huge factor. That why I don't think he's going to get
yeah.
fired.
I mean, they hit the salary
Yeah,
floor
I don't think
a
they're
couple
going
years
to
ago
want to
because
pay
they
him.
didn't want to play
No,
players.
they have. But the thing is,
But, I mean,
they
they
have so
signed
much
free
cap
agents, but-
room. They,
No,
like,
but
they
that's
have a
not
lot
my
of,
point.
They
No,
have a
but
lot of money.
if you fire
flexibility.
Shiano, you got to pay for 3 more years.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's
But
fine.
you got,
You don't- right, you're not
Yeah,
paying
you
no,
don't care.
but you have to turn this team around.
But the
You have
owner
to.
cares, though.
Let's get off air and talk about it because there's a lot more. There's a lot more to this.
All right, maybe we'll do it after hours.
All right.
Yes,
Shiano
we definitely
talk.
will. All right, we have all the picks in. We're all good.
We're all good.
We're all good. All right, we thank you all for tuning in tonight. Decision Dave stepping in for HG.
Thank you,
Did a
David.
great job. We didn't have all the sound effects, but that's okay. That's okay. We're on YouTube. We're all good. All right,
Holla,
we are 14A Sports on 15 Minutes of Fame Radio. Make sure you tune in next week for the college basketball special. Peace.
Later. Deuce.